On this week of the KD Sports Talk, we're going to be as calm as possible so we don't get a taunting penalty. Okay? I'm going to talk nice and calm so that nobody wants to throw a goddamn flag this way.
Yeah, don't get excited. Don't get excited this week.
Don't pretend or don't even act like that you did something good. Don't get excited. Don't be pumped up because your teammates did something great on the field. Because fuck all that shit. We don't want no one's feelings getting hurt around here, okay? We're all right with breaking bones. We're all right with fucking concussions. No, we're not. We're not okay with those. But we're all right with breaking bones. But you better not be fucking taunting people because that's mean, all right? You're being mean.
Well, bullying is a big issue. And I think that it's great what they're doing, taking any type of fun and out of football. So
yeah, I never liked seeing a player be ecstatic or fired up or teabag another player. I never liked seeing any of that shit. You're right.
Who did the touchdown where they put the ball down and then he stood up and then he walked? They walked like a freaking robot.
Oh yeah. It was literally like put it down. I can't remember. I thought it was Terry.
It was a Bronco. I thought it was a Bronco.
Was it a Bronco? I thought it was from Thursday night. Anyways,
that was great.
No, it was fantastic. I mean, this shit is getting ridiculous, man. I mean, it's literally everything. A dude, he got a sack, pops up and just flexes because he's stoked that he got a sack, and they throw a fucking taunting on him.
Yeah, it's getting pretty freaking ridiculous.
Oh, and since we're talking about penalties, no, we'll talk about it. I think because it was in the Browns game, right?
I don't know which penalty you're trying to bring up.
The coach pushed the player pushed the coach.
Player it was the Brown, but that was the last week.
Was that last week? Well, fuck that shit then too, because that shit pissed me off. Also, I forgot to talk about it.
He got fined, and then the coach also got fined as well.
Did he get fined? The last time I heard, he didn't get.
It took a while for them to come back and fine him, but
fuck them. Okay,
they definitely fined him.
Yeah. Get the fucking taunting shit out of here. Yeah, get this taunting shit out of here. I'm not about that life. It's terrible for the game. It's terrible for the players. If you're not man enough to handle a guy flexing because he sacks you or
you lost.
Getting in your face, in your face because he made a big play, get the fuck out of the league. Week 2 games were fantastic. The primetime games, Thursday night was fantastic. Sunday night was fantastic.
Yeah.
Monday night for the first
half was fantastic.
Yeah.
It really was, and I'm not saying that because the Lions were in the lead or anything. It was just a well played game.
It was they were.
Half. It really was.
I mean, when it comes to the Giants and Washington, that's a good game for what it is. But They played each other very well. And God, man, like it was every primetime game. I swear to God, Thursday night, I fell asleep during the game. Woke up pissed because it was a 1-point game. Sunday night, fell asleep during the game. Pissed off because it was like a 3-point game.
Yes, Sunday night's game was absolutely insane.
I think there was 2 of them. I think 2 of them were really good. I think it was whatever game I watched at the 4:00 hour. Because that wasn't. Did Cleveland pay at 4? Or we played at 1?
No, they played at 1.
That's what I thought. Mm-hmm. Anyways, doesn't matter. All right. So a couple questions that I have for you pertaining to the games this week. We'll get into this before we get into our actual games. Who are the real Saints? The week 1 Saints who beat the dog piss out of Green Bay, or week 2?
My answer is going to be kind of stupid. It's kind of the one that you don't want to hear. It's almost like I'm trying to be an analyst when I'm really not. I think it's somewhere in the middle. There's no way that they are as good as they were week 1.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no way that they're as bad as they were week 2. Like they really are kind of a question mark, which is why I can't remember who I picked. I can't remember who they're playing coming up, but we'll talk about that. But they're one of those teams where you're like, oh, they're going to win this game, and then they end up just getting destroyed or something like that. They're always a team. I think this year they're going to be very frustrating to pick, and they're gonna screw us up quite often. It's just they're just not living to their potential.
Yeah, you definitely went with New England. They're playing New England this weekend. You definitely went with them, just so you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I it's not fun to say, but I think you're right. I think that they are going to be somewhere in that middle. I think that Jameson's going to have some good games here and there. And that's going to propel them into, to blow out some people. If Jameson can score 5 touchdowns, there's not much you can do. When Jameson's responsible for 5 touchdowns, there's nothing you can really do.
So I know that's what I'm saying. Like, it's such a BS answer that I think is makes it seem like we're getting paid by someone to be, on the fence and never to upset anyone, but we're getting paid zero. No one's paying attention to our podcast in that sense. So
yeah.
I do believe the two extremes that we saw of them, they're going to be somewhere in the middle. There's no way.
I honestly think that we're going to see more of week 2, but I think it's going to be mainly middle of the road. But I think we're going to see more games where it's supposed to be closer and it just isn't.
Yeah.
So we headed at the Lions game Monday night. Like I said, I went to sleep after at halftime. Pretty fucking excited because I was the only one who picked the Lions to win, and I told you it was a gut feeling. It was just
and they played well. You're not wrong.
They did well.
Yeah, well, for a certain amount of time, but are we getting into this now? So
go for it.
So, I have a group of friends that talk Lions because we're fans of it, and as soon as the first drive happened and we scored a touchdown, we all were like, all right, good night, everyone. Like we knew that it was only a matter of time before Green Bay went off. And what happened is we played phenomenal in the first half. Second half, we fell apart. We just don't have the people. We were playing the Saints defense from the week before against them without the Saints players. If that, you know what I mean? We just don't have the players. We don't have the ability to do what they did.
Yep.
But the thoughts there, the offense, oddly enough, is the strength, and we really thought it was going to be the defense this year, and it's not at all.
Jared Goff is doing really well.
He's doing pretty damn well. I think better than my expectations were of him. So he did pretty well. The running game, we got an amazing 1-2 punch. We really do. Jamal Williams and Swift are killing it right now. So that's always great. We got a great line that's only going to get better when Decker comes back. Here's my thing. To go into that, Rodgers. One thing I liked about Rodgers is that he really went in. I don't know if you saw him on the Pat McAfee show.
I didn't watch this week.
He went in on people that are analysts and pretty much called them jokes, and he insulted a lot of people, not by name.
Yeah.
But I think he literally said it's horseshit that we give some of these people a voice. Like that's an exact quote. And I loved it. The problem is he goes, we got the critics off our back because we beat a fucking Detroit team that's picked to win 5 games at max. Like, how about you calm the fuck down, Rodgers? You didn't get back after having your ass waxed the week before. What you did is you just had a better matchup week 2 than you did the previous week. Okay, relax. You want to spell out a word, relax on that. How about that? Play a good team. I still don't think. I think the Green Bay's defense is sus.
They're playing San Francisco this week.
Yep.
We're gonna find out.
Yep. I think Green Bay. I think Green Bay's defense is sus. They've got 3 weapons. They've got their quarterback, 1 receiver, and their running back.
Yep.
That works for them. It has worked for them in the past, so I'm not necessarily insulting that. But what I'm saying is play a better team. And then say, we figured it out. Don't play it a not good Lions team and try to call everyone out, because you're going to get fucking waxed again. I feel like one more time at least this year. Maybe not as in bad fashion, but you're probably going to get waxed again, and then people are going to start the same shit over. So then you could have your revenge tour again, I guess.
Yeah,
that was my takeaway of it, where he was just like, we proved everyone wrong, and you're like, not really, because we Lions whipped your ass for the first half.
Yeah, it was. I agree. I agree. I think that the Packers there are holes. Let's put it that way.
For sure.
There are holes in that defense for sure. There's holes in that team. We'll see if Rodgers and I think it's Aaron Jones and Devontae. Aaron Jones is their running back, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Aaron Jones and then Devontae Adams. We'll see if they can hold it together. Like you said, I think that they're going to get. I think they'll get the wins they need, but they'll get waxed at least one more time.
I think one more time they're gonna look like they don't know what the hell they're doing out there, and But I'm just gonna stick with the Lions here so we can get all the Lions information out. Our Jeff Okudah was already injured for the year. We just placed our other starting cornerback on IR.
That is not good for the defense.
Yeah, we were having problems before. Now,
yeah,
we already signed. I believe his name is Chris Worley. I believe it's Chris, but we now elevated him.
Sounds familiar.
Yes, he was with the Panthers. It was him and Brandberry.
Okay,
that's how you say it, Brandberry. For a while, and they were shut down corners when he was there. He was a free agent when we picked him up last week, so I'm guessing that he may have fell off a little bit, but still has experience as a starter. He's a 6-year vet. So
yeah, you're not finding some guy off the street. That's good,
right? And so we had to do that, and then Jamie Collins, who signed with the previous regime, signed a 3-year deal with us. He restructured it this offseason, but I noticed that his effort hasn't been there, and he had a bad game. He had a bad game week 1, had a worse game last week, along with me noticing that the effort wasn't there already.
Right.
Everyone's asking, hey, why isn't Derek Barnes our 4th-round pick from Purdue? Why isn't he playing more if your linebackers really aren't performing? Here's your answer. Well, because we're paying Jamie Collins too much money. So what we're going to do is the Lions are now shopping starting linebacker Jamie Collins. So because it looks like Derek Barnes is going to win the starting job. And that's huge. It is literally all youth. We are the youngest team in the league. We have the most rookies on our 53-man roster. And they're looking to just keep adding it more. I mean, we're going to be a young team, which was what the Browns did at one point. Are we getting the same pieces? Maybe not. Probably not. You know what I mean? We're not getting the Myles Garrett. We're not getting, but at the same time, or at least yet we're not. But at the same time, we're going to be extremely young. We're going to be able to spend a lot of money in it, or we're going to have a lot of cap space for players later.
Right. That's good. That's good.
Yeah. Let's talk about the Browns game where they kind of
handle business. We kind of handle business. I think that we, for whatever reason, didn't know what our identity was for a little bit, especially in week 1. But in week 2, we figured that shit out pretty quickly. We figured out that we just need to rely on Chubb and Hunt, and I agree. Supplement that with our my brain is shutting down, our pass game.
Yeah.
And then just rely on Baker to be, I don't want to call him a game manager, but just rely on him to take care of the ball. Like rely on him to make the right decisions and not turn over the ball.
Yeah,
He is.
Yeah, it makes it say, like game manager. There's always that connotation where it's a bad thing. It's not. When you have a run game that really you just need to hand it off, why not be a game manager?
Right. He dislocated his shoulder in the game because he threw an interception and decided he needed to get the tackle. But he said there's audio of it. It's actually pretty fucking funny. It came or out and in. Like it came out, came right back in.
Yep.
And then a couple plays later, after he came back out from the locker room, he buried a freaking cornerback on a blitz
with one arm.
With one arm. It was awesome. It was awesome. Our defense needs to shore it up. They were okay. The second half was better than the first half,
which is not something that I thought would be a problem for you guys. I really thought all around you guys were going to be good, but if you can't figure out that defense, you're not winning a Super Bowl. And that's just all there is to it. They need to find an identity on defense.
Yep. Our defensive line needs to get more pressure on the quarterback.
Play up to their potential.
Yep. I mean, Garrett's getting held. I mean, we're not going to get into this because I'm going to sound like a goddamn idiot, but Garrett's getting held and double teamed every fucking play.
Which
Clowney's getting there. He had a couple hurries and a couple pressures last game, which is awesome. Which is, I mean, for week 2, it's a lot better production than I thought I was going to see out of him right away.
Yep.
And then we just once our cornerbacks get healthier, then we'll be all right. We're kind of in the same boat you guys are in. We're kind of running on like third teamers right now. So, but once we get our guys
picked apart a little bit.
Yeah, once we get our guys back, they're playing like they're giving like 8 to 10 yard cushions. It's just, I mean, you're literally giving them 5 to 6 yards a play just for fun. It's aggravating, but it is what it is. I don't know. Like every other game was pretty much how I thought it was going to go. Mac Jones is doing really fucking well.
Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson fucking blows. Jesus Christ. He is terrible.
Man, he had a rough day.
I'm gonna stand on my tiny little soapbox here for 1 second and say that Trevor Lawrence is a goddamn bust. I don't know what the fuck that little motherfucker is doing, but he can't play a goddamn game.
Is he playing bad, or is the team just bad?
It's just the team. Like I'm just bullshitting, but like it's literally just
you
team.
Expect that's the thing. If you get, I'm not saying he is the caliber of him. Okay, so we're not going to get into these comparisons, but if you are on a basketball team and you get a LeBron, the basketball team is inherently better.
Yeah.
If you get a quarterback on a terrible team, even if he's LeBron, he's still going to struggle. He only plays one side of the ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's in bad. So we'll see.
I agree.
We'll see. It's way early to call bust on any of these guys. Even Zach Wilson, who had just a garbage weeks.
Abysmal.
Like the only person that may have had a worse week so far is Aaron Rodgers in week 1.
I mean,
but not even close. Like,
yeah, it wasn't
that
pretty.
Was 4 interceptions. Just
fucking Tua's injured. He's out for this week.
He's already out.
Yeah, they got belted against the Bills. That was bad.
Loved it.
Tyrod Taylor is out for the Texans. They're playing tomorrow night against.
I was about to pick up Tyrod Taylor in my fantasy league. He's
good thing
killing it.
Yeah, good thing you did.
I know he's killing it.
Yeah.
And Houston is a big surprise to me thus far.
They're
surprised.
They are a good.
Not only have they won already, they're competing. Yep. They look. I mean, they're doing
well now that they have what is his name? Davis Mills. Mills. Now that he's the quarterback, I think that's going to take a step back. But
I do as well.
But yes, the actual team itself, the overall team, is a lot better than what I think anybody gave them credit for.
Oh, we thought this was going to be an absolute train wreck, and now it's not. Urban Meyer's a train wreck, in my opinion.
Yep, it is. The Jacksonville is not doing well. Carson Wentz has a double ankle sprain, one on each side. That I don't know if that came out today or yesterday, but just one on each side is just embarrassing.
Huge news for you, especially. I don't know why I said that word incorrectly. The Bears are going to start Justin Fields this week.
Yeah, freaking. I was gonna get to that in a second. But yeah, Justin Fields is starting this week. I mean, they're playing the Browns, so I wish that there could have been one more week,
Yeah.
So I didn't have this overlay. Fuck.
Your boy's tired, huh?
Yeah, your boy's tired. But yeah, so they did well against the Bengals this week. The Bengals are a terrible team as well. I mean,
they didn't do well. Honestly, it was
Joe
a
Burrow,
shit game, quite honestly.
Joe Burrow did pretty well, but other than Joe Burrow.
No,
you don't think so? I thought he did. I thought he did all right.
I don't think he did. I think he had a bad game.
Did he?
Yeah. I mean, everyone's like, well, Joe Burrow, he's shit too. I heard that at a conversation this past week, and I'm like, are you guys on your mind? He's still a good quarterback. Yeah, every quarterback.
He went 19 for 30 for 207 yards with 2 TDs and 3 interceptions. Yeah, I'll give you
also,
that.
I kind of wish that Nick was here.
I wish Nick was here too.
This week even, the Rams and Matthew Stafford were pushed a little bit.
Yeah.
And Stafford kind of reverted to what we know him as, in the Lions.
I don't know, man. He
threw a pick. He
had one pick. He was 19 for 30, just like Joe Burrow. He threw for 278 yards, which is a little bit more than Joe Burrow. Two TDs and an interception.
Yeah.
That's not a game-breaking stat line.
Not at all. But what I'm saying is right now, I'm still a little suspect, strictly because this team was supposed to be the all-star team.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I love Stafford, and I thought as soon as he gets onto the Rams, the Rams are gonna. To the likes of that you've only seen with like Kansas City Chiefs. You know what I mean? I thought that's what was going to happen.
All right. Well,
which is me setting up this week, guys. Okay, so let's go in with the week 2 results here. Week 2 results. I have it, so might as well say them. So I was 10-6. Nick was 13-3.
Yep.
And you were 9-7, which puts Nick and I tied for the year so far at 19-13, with you only 2 games behind, 17 for 15.
Yep. Well, let's just put it this way. I was putting my foot down with the Lions. I should have picked the Green Bay Packers. But I wanted to go with the Lions.
You gave us a gimme on that one, man.
Yeah, I gave you a gimme on that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into this week's picks.
Yeah.
This week is a little bit. I don't know if I want to say it was a little bit. For me, it was a little bit easier to pick because I had a little bit more information to go off of.
Yes, 2 weeks of information as opposed to one is definitely going to help you out.
Yeah.
First week, tomorrow night, we film these on Wednesdays. So tomorrow night is the Thursday night game, which is going to be Carolina against the Houston Texans.
I think we all have the same. I think we all have Carolina winning this.
We do. If Tyrod Taylor was still in, I think that would be
closer.
Me. Yes,
and that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say if Tyrod was playing in this game, it would have been a closer game
for sure.
But yeah, with Davis Mills playing, it's gonna be Carolina all the way. Then we're gonna get into Sunday's games. Washington at Buffalo. This is Buffalo all the way for me.
Both you and Nick had Buffalo. I actually picked Washington. I thought that this was going to be my game. I thought this was going to be the game where I kind of maybe get one if I'm going to get one on you guys.
Mm-hmm.
But I also feel Washington might do well Now, the Buffalo's defense isn't fantastic.
Right.
Their offense is really, really good
Mhm.
against a good defense for the Washington. I think it's an evenly matched. I think it's more even than you may think.
No. I
So
don't
I don't
know.
think it's crazy that I go Washington here.
I don't know what the line is. Give me just 2 seconds here. Maybe I can find a line. No,
Don't worry about it. We're going to
Yeah, I'm not
continue
worried about it.
on. We've got Chicago versus Cleveland. I don't believe anyone is going to doubt who's going to win that game.
Minus 7.5. That's what it is. Minus 7.5. I would definitely take Washington in that. I think Washington keeps it closer than either a touchdown or a field goal. I think it's going to be a closer game. But yeah, so I got Cleveland winning this game. They got Justin Fields playing. I love him to death. Unless he has a great game. Now, Jesus Christ, Chicago has a good defense. They've got a really, really good defense.
Yeah, they didn't look great in week 1. Week 2, we're like, oh, this is the defense that that we thought they had.
Right. And so Cleveland's gonna have to rely on Chubb and Hunt again.
I also think that Justin Fields starting, he didn't look fantastic in what little he played last week. I think he's going to continue to make mistakes, being the rookie that he is.
Yes,
he's going to have those growing pains, and against a defense that might be able to get after him just a little bit, possibly. I know that you guys are struggling just ever so slightly, but
yeah, I think he's got more mobility.
I would for sure turn up the pressure on him.
This week. I think pressure on him is going to be key. I'm sure you guys both have Cleveland winning this, right?
Yes. Yep. We both have Cleveland. And then for the next game, Baltimore versus
at Detroit.
My only hope is that Lamar Jackson used all of his special abilities last week against the Chiefs to win and plays down to our level. That way it's not a complete blowout. But I think all 3 of us picked Baltimore, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I got into it this week actually, it lasted a long time. People on Twitter are fucking weird. So I said my normal rhetoric. I said that he is a top 5 running back in the league.
Yeah.
I backed that shit up because he's got what is it, yards per carry? He is 3rd in the league right now. I think he is also top 10 in attempts. Or maybe top 5 in attempts also, and then like top 10 in yards. But he has more attempts and more yards than the starting running back for the Baltimore Ravens. You can't do that with a quarterback. That is stupid. Not in the NFL. He's going to die eventually. But yeah, it was like 4 days. I said this thing. I did like a picture of my screen. Showing what I was talking about.
Yeah.
And for like 4 days, people were arguing. I didn't say a fucking word. I just posted what I said, and people in the comments were fucking arguing for 4 fucking days.
They were riding their high so much from beating the Chiefs that they rode that so hard.
Oh, they loved every second of it. It was a great game. It was a great game.
Great game. Pissed. Congratulations.
Really pissed I missed the end of it, but yeah, they are sucking Lamar Jackson's dick right now.
Yeah.
Indiana at Tennessee.
Yep.
I have Tennessee winning this.
And so does Nick.
This has everything to do with Carson Wentz and his ankles. I'm not lying to you.
Mm-hmm.
Their defense is good.
I still picked the Colts.
Mm-hmm.
Although Tennessee finally figured out how to give it to Derrick Henry.
Yeah, Derrick Henry's second half last week was insane. And I mean, it was literally the tale of 2 halves with him in his game last week. It was ridiculous.
So this is another game. I think I'm kind of giving you guys a game, but it is what it is. I think the Chargers going against Kansas City. Kansas City, I don't believe they normally don't lose twice in a row if they're going to lose.
They don't lose. Yeah, they don't lose 2 in a row, bud.
I think they're going to be just fine. I think all 3 of us have Kansas City taking this game.
Yep. New Orleans at New England.
If I'm not mistaken, we are all on the same page. Yes, we're all on the same page. We believe New England's going to win. I don't like that. I think they're going to be better. I think the Saints will be more competitive than they
I
were
want
this
them.
week.
I want them to be more competitive than they
Yeah.
were this week.
So, but I believe New England's going to figure out how to take away their only threat, which is Kamara.
Yeah, and I mean that shit. All they have to do is just watch the tape from last week. I think Kamara had like 30 yards all game last week.
Yeah.
So then you have Atlanta at the Giants.
All of us are in agreement. The Giants are going to win.
Atlanta's a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
We have the Bengals at Pittsburgh. I got the Bengals winning this one.
You and I both have the Bengals winning this one. Here's my thing. I think Steelers' offense is not good.
No, you don't have to think that, but they are not good.
Their defense is. I feel like their defense is going to destroy the Bengals so bad that they're going to win this. And that's my thought. But I really think.
You think that Pittsburgh's defense is going to?
Yes, it's going to just.
Pittsburgh's going to pull it out.
They're going to pull it out because that's what they do against their AFC North opponents. That pull it out is just what I get. That's their motto right there. We're just going to win, and that's all there is to it. But you and I both the Bengals, him the Steelers.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
The Steelers. You got Arizona versus Jacksonville. Jacksonville's going to lose again. They're going to have the number 1 pick in the draft, I feel.
Yeah, unless
or it's going to be a tie with us.
Unless something changes, unless something I mean, they had a rough start of it at the beginning of the year. They played some really good teams. But unless something changes, man, you're looking at like 2, maybe 3 wins this year.
Yeah.
And that is not what you want when you have Trevor Lawrence coming in.
Yep.
I got
give him a lot of help.
I got Arizona winning this. Like whatever the spread is, take Arizona in it, no matter what.
Yeah.
New Jersey at Denver.
New Jersey, New York Jets. Even though the orange, I got into a huge Twitter war with someone, and someone was like, "New York, blah blah blah," and I'm like, "You mean the Jets, or you mean the New Jersey?" It was the Jets. It was the Giants that I was actually arguing with him about.
Oh,
he's like, "Oh yeah, that's why they're called the New York Giants." I go, and I literally sent them a picture of the address to their stadium, which is in New Jersey. I said, "Dude."
MetLife, man.
Come on.
You can't.
He argued with me, and I'm like, you can't get me to it. I go, you can call them anything. We can call ourselves, or the Lions can call ourselves the Mexican Lions. It doesn't mean we're playing in Mexico.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it.
Yep.
So
Mexico City Lions. I saw New York versus Denver. I got Denver winning this.
Denver. I think everyone. Yep.
Miami at Las Vegas.
Las Vegas
all day.
Las Vegas, another surprise. Like
really good team.
Texans are surprising due to the fact that we thought they were just going to be god awful. Like we thought the Jaguars.
0-17.
Yeah. The Raiders are surprising thus far. They're legitimately good.
Yeah, they're really good.
They are really pulling it out. Derek Carr is playing awesome.
Oh yeah, he's playing at a high caliber. With Miami losing 2 of this week also I think he has broken ribs. But with them losing, it's a wrap. You're definitely having Vegas win that game. You got Tampa at the Rams.
Looks like you're riding.
Oh yeah, I'm taking Tampa.
The reigning. Defending. But Nick and I are going with the Rams. Read something here today that when Sean McVay is going against Todd Bowles, Todd Bowles. I'm sorry, Boyle.
Mm-hmm.
Todd Bowles' defense. He has pretty much dominated the defense. And someone was like, he's going to need. Bowles is going to have to come up with like a playoff / Super Bowl run for this game. Otherwise, Sean McVay is probably going to take it away.
Right.
And that's kind of what my deciding factor was. Seattle versus Minnesota. Seattle. If you can stop their offense, you might win. if you can hold their offense to
It
like
doesn't matter.
28 points,
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Minnesota could play the perfect game. Their kicker is going to lose it for them.
yeah, I'm sure they love hearing that.
That's just how it's
I'm
going to
just
be.
glad it's not the Detroit Lions that are having the problems with it.
I
Everyone
feel
Seattle.
I feel so bad for Minnesota right now. Like, to know that you lost both games. You could be 2-0 right now if you had a different kicker.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's rough. Then we got Green Bay at San Francisco.
Wow,
Sunday
every
night
single
game.
one of us picked
I got
San Francisco.
That's my
Every single one. That was this. Okay, so this game is probably going to screw us all.
Well, it's going to either screw us, or I mean, it's going to screw us either way because we all got negative. You know, we're all going to take a loss here. We're all going to take a win, so it doesn't.
Yeah,
it's not going to matter no matter what. But, San Francisco is good, man.
They are. That, yeah, and I just, maybe it's my bias that I go against Green Bay, but it is what it is. They're going to live or die by Green Bay is not good. And then we've got Philly at Dallas. Now, you can say what you want about the teams of this division. When they play, it is exciting when they play.
The NFC
most of the time it is very exciting. We saw that last week on the Thursday night game.
Yep.
We're gonna hopefully we see it this week on the Monday night game. I have Dallas. You have, all three of us have Dallas. The Eagles that we saw week one, where they were versatile, they were changing it up, their offense was exciting, they couldn't get anything going
this
week. And I think, unfortunately, sad to say, the Cowboys are a better team than I thought they were going to be.
I came into week one thinking that both Texas teams were going to be dumpster fires.
Yeah.
And we're coming into week 3, and both teams are really fucking good. And it really pisses me off. Dak Prescott has no right being as good as he is right now. And also, it's not even Zeke's not doing a damn thing. It's Pollock, is that his name? Pollock?
Yeah.
The running back. Pollock.
Yeah.
Fucking, he had over 100 yards rushing last week. He is really good.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, obviously they got CD Lamb and, you know, all those guys.
Amari Cooper.
Amari Cooper. But yeah, their team is better than what I thought they were going to be as well.
For sure.
Shit, man. Like, this is gonna be a good. I mean, that's the problem with the NFL. Every week is a good week in football.
Yeah, yeah. Even if your team, or there's a couple games that are bad, there's going to be a couple games that are fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. I mean,
there's 17 opportunities right now, and going to be,
it's
15 to 16 opportunities weekly normally. So
yeah, and I was gonna say, because there's usually that one game that there's a blowout. Usually, one team just doesn't play up to their potential, or it's a really shitty team, anyways. But every other matchup is always. It seems like it's always on par, and I think that's what we're gonna be looking at that this week. I think that the Arizona at Jacksonville game, I think that's going to be this week's blowout. Like I said, whatever that spread is, just take Arizona no matter what.
I think I saw, like, it was Cliff Kingsbury's play call sheet, and it was Kyler Murray, do something crazy, do something crazy, do something crazy, and then it was like, throw the ball to DeAndre Hopkins. Kyler Murray, do something crazy. I mean, it was like Kyler Murray is playing out
of his mind
this year.
I mean, as of right now, it is overreacting because it's just week 2. But I mean, MVP, man.
If he is able to keep up this production all year,
Yep.
Yeah. The problem that I could see happening is the team's overall success.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't make at least the playoffs, if they don't make the playoffs and win at least one playoff game, no way he gets MVP.
I agree with that.
And that's just how it is.
Yep, I agree. In other football news, Ohio State played Tulsa this week. We're gonna get out of the NFL now. Ohio State played Tulsa. the game was there.
We played. They played a game.
They played a game.
Defense tried different things.
Bro.
We ran zone.
They did. You're not wrong. They did try different things. They did run zone. They ran different packages. They had different players in there because we had freaking injuries again. But man, if I don't see another quarterback soon, I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind. CJ Stroud is he's a whatever, a redshirt freshman.
He's a true freshman, right?
Is he true?
No, I thought it was true.
He might be true.
Continue.
Doesn't matter. He's a freshman. Yeah. He's 19 years old. I understand that he's not going to come in and play lights out, but I haven't had to go through this kind of bullshit with a quarterback since 2011.
You're right.
Yeah. Since 2011.
Okay.
It's been 10 years. It's been, I mean, we've got the Braxton Millers, the Terrell Pryors, even Terrell, I think Terrell Pryor was even before that. But anyways, everybody, Haskins, fucking JT Barrett, all these guys, man. We had great quarterbacks, and it felt like we were just one right after the other, no matter what was happening.
That was crazy. And then even when one of them got hurt, the other one came in and won a national championship.
Yeah, just steps in, no problem. And we need to figure that out, and we need to take a page out of Cleveland's playbook, and we need to rely on our running game. We don't need to be passing the ball as much. We need to rely on our running game.
They have so many running backs.
Yeah.
That are getting a piece of the pie.
Yeah.
And they're all doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
We got Mayan Williams, Travion Henderson.
For some reason, Master Teague is not getting used as much.
Yeah.
Enough, but
yeah. So I mean, we got three guys back there that are capable of running the ball. Now we need to get Master Teague out in space, because the second someone lays a finger on him, he's falling down. I won't get into it, but
I don't want to get into it.
But yeah, we have three guys that are very capable. We just need to rely on our running game and let the passing game figure itself out. Because Stroud is, I mean, he's
RPOs, play action, run.
Yep. He's throwing the ball like all of his wide receivers are 7 foot tall, and just can't do that shit.
Because even Olave is short.
Yep.
He's speedster, but he's short.
I mean, he's not short. Like, he's not Garrett Wilson short, but yeah, he's not 6'5".
I say short, he's taller than me, probably. So.
Well, yeah, duh. We're all taller than you. Let's see here. There was a big fight / crash at the NASCAR race this week. That's all I'm saying.
I did see that there was a big crash. And I also saw someone try to say, look, NASCAR is exciting. And you came back with the proper response was, yeah, it's exciting because someone crashed. Like, otherwise
it's a wreck. It's my buddy. It's my buddy. He sends me all that shit all the time, trying to get us to talk about NASCAR, and that'll be my NASCAR talk right there.
No, well, I think because you put, and guess why it's exciting? There was a wreck again. I said NASCAR is fun when there are wrecks, which is true.
Yeah.
And then I replied, NASCAR is motocross's ugly sibling. which I thought was good. I think we're all in on NASCAR is wonderful.
NASCAR. Yeah, sure.
I think they're great.
They got their backwoods. They've got their cousin fucking.
Hasn't been really good since Ricky Bobby was there. So.
Dude, oh my god,
Were you expecting me to say a joke?
No, I was. I think it's on Hulu. I saw it on Hulu the other day. I about watched it. I need to watch it again.
You should.
Yeah.
But yeah, NASCAR. Let's bring him in one time to do a NASCAR segment.
Okay.
I want to tell, because does he listen to this podcast?
Oh yeah, he does.
What's his name?
Tony.
You're not gonna like what I have to say. You're not gonna have fun during this NASCAR segment. But I am more than willing to have you on. if we can get a couple NASCAR fans, so be it.
Yeah. The Boston Red Sox are wearing these their highlighter yellow uniforms to pay tribute to the Boston Marathon, the tragedy of the Boston Marathon, however many years ago. They started wearing them last Friday, won all 3 games for the weekend, and now they're not taking them off until they lose. That's what they're talking about.
I washed them in between. I'm not Shaq's nasty ass but I wore the same pair of underwear, until I lost. So
yep.
I get it. Superstition is what it is. And yeah.
I got anything going on in your fantasy football? Anything so exciting?
I lost this week. But what I'm excited about is I traded for Saquon. I have him now. He got 15 attempts last game, and that was on a short week. Now he's going to have now he has an extended week. And he's going to have so much more of the workload now that he's been able to rest up for a little bit more.
Yep.
I'm excited about that, but nothing right now to talk about.
Okay.
Yeah. Other than that, we're good.
All right. Well, that was this week's episode of the KD Sports Talk. Next week we'll start the brand new name for the podcast. I will have
as long as
Nick's around. I'm not going to unveil everything until Nick's here.
Yeah,
because it kind of doesn't make sense unless there's all of us here. So yeah, everybody make sure you watch your games this week. I am just super pumped that football is back, and that I spend literally all day Saturday and Sunday, and then Monday nights and Thursday nights just watching football.
I was an absolute piece of shit on Sunday.
Absolute piece of shit, 100%. Like there's this trend on TikTok where people come
I'm still a piece of garbage.
Yeah, that's me.
That was me as well. Yeah.
I'm not sorry about it.
Nope.
Love football. I have not went to people's things because football is on. And that's how this will be.
I'm hoping that's the same. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see you guys next week. Peace out.